Hello, hello. It's a good time of day, everyone. Doing a little bit of a throwback. It's been a while since we've done any RPG stuff. That said, trying to, get some comms off the ground, so more material's better, but I've had an idea I've wanted to do for a while, and I am going to do that today. Even with computer dying, I managed to salvage some backgrounds. There's a little bit of weirdness with this model. I was unable to get the frequencies to work. The mouth is actually moving off of volume instead of off of mouth opening or closing. So there's that. But besides the point, whoop-a-ba. Get this to a nice size to be usable. Might even have to shrink down. There we go. Pop. Yeah, let's make that a little smaller. The scrawl. Should be a font size in here. It should. There it is. 128 to 64. How does that look? That should seem to be legible. Move you here. Whoop. Move you like that. All good. And shrink down the VTuber Studio port. Okay. So, it's been a while, but Cities Without Number. It's made by Kevin Crawford, which is kind of a prolific guy at this point. I think it's... Some people call him a lover and hate him sort of thing, but I enjoy his copious amounts of tables. So first, let's roll up our little world we're going to be playing with. Created your dystopia 106. Does this have the little bookmark things? Sadly, this book does not have the inbuilt bookmarks. It's probably the premium you pay an extra $40 book, but did not get that one at this time. First, we start off, what was the global problem? The global problem was space exodus. A chunk of humanity has left Earth for points further out in the solar system. There may be colonies on the Moon, Mars, or vast orbital habitats to serve as sanctuaries for the rich and powerful. Earth is heavily exploited in the pools of human labor and few resources that are more copious there than in the asteroid belt. So, basically... basically, without numbers. You have Cities Without Numbers, this is cyberpunk OSR attempt type thing. He has Stars Without Numbers, which is space. And then his fantasy one is Worlds Without Numbers. Okay. Let's just get some stuff. Problem. Space Exodus. Yeah, that's the right color. Okay. So far, all the good people, or all the people who rich, powerful, and do stuff have basically just left. Now the city. What's the city's problems? But yeah, he's done a few things. The thing that I like is that, well, this, like literally, roll the world. So 65, let's give it one big problem. Nuclear blast. So, okay. Maybe everyone left because of nuclear war. So we'll put that little note up there because those fit together real well. No, actually, let's keep that on there. Let's see what happens in like the district level. So our district problems. I'm going to roll 2 because that's kind of fun. But 42. So in our current little bit of slum, highly fashionable. What does highly fashionable mean? I mean, I can take a guess. For whatever reason, this district is now seen as a place to be in the city. Okay. Whoops. Slum chic. Okay, and 21. Crazed gangsters. Well, district is kind of a big area. It could be all slums. It could all be, you know, the market or the like one of the commercial districts. So I am going to go with that there was nuclear war from space exodus. Like either it caused it or is part of it. At this point, nobody really knows. Highly fashionable. Does this have a spark table thing in it? I don't think it does. No. I could pull out another book. Let's just put a pin on there. Yeah, that's an interesting one. I don't know how to think of it for now. But anyways, we have to move on to creating our megacorps. Which is roll all the dice. One of the other things that he has is the one-page rolls, which is take one of every type of die and roll it. Which is not this one. I think that's the NPC one. My bad. But, he's used it a few times, and I think it has great effect. Anyways. We're going to roll up 2 megacorps. Do we have the space on here? We can have the space on here. Extend it if necessary. So this is media entertainment. This is a media entertainment one. It's a bureaucracy. I probably spelled that wrong, and I shouldn't spell it wrong. I have it right next to me. Bureaucratic. 17. Popular, particular. Military. Well, that makes sense, you know, after, like, some sort of nuclear war has been going on, to have the media be military-backed. Recent event. Problems with local gov. Whoops. Well, I have to put that back in because a sprite forgets. Current goals. 15. Plant a mole in another Corp C Street. I'll just paraphrase that. Because I think they might want to put it in the government too. 10. Oh, yeah, the names. Nation name. 14. Products. Atlantis products. I can't think of anything else of a dead civilization. Lemurian products. Let's go double down on the sunken continent. Anyways, so that's one megacorp. We have to have at least one rival. So 15. They are a mining. So they deal with ores and ore accessories. And their general style is rapacious. So they probably got to this point by eating up every other. They're probably a completely vertical stack. They own every part of the thing and they just keep getting more chunks added to it. Particular strength. They have a stable of elite operatives, which really fits into them being like gobbling up everyone, because then they can force people to join. Recent corpo event. It formed special I'm getting glare on my book. 15 it was? It forms special ties with the Gov, which ties into the previous one, because maybe they're stepping a bit more into the turf of Lemuria products. 20. Current goal: sabotage a rival corpse. Current goal. This is all coming together. Okay, let's give it a name. 9. Name of its industry. 17. Technologies. So we're saying that they're a mining corp. Excavation technologies. All right. I think we're going to have to make some extra pages. So this is the main players going on in our city. So if this was a mining place, I think the little thing I had on the front of it being like on a hill of some sort works. So we've had just like big iron deposits, big like interesting metals all around this area. And we got this city to pop up. Boop, boop. Just put a few of these down. So I'm thinking like this is basically on a plateau. And that the city actually is on top of where there was a strip mine effectively. So they completely like decimated this hilled area, made it flat from the strip mining, and built on top of it. And maybe the nuclear blast wasn't. maybe there used to be the real city over here, but a nuclear blast happened, and because, really there's no place to go to, they just moved the city onto where the mines were. Like, it's slow from a human perspective, but it was like, 2 decades that, hey, the city got nuked, and we've kind of just moved everything over, so we have like a glowing wasteland down here. Kind of silly, but when it's tens of thousands of people, we're like, millions of people possibly. Because, cyberpunk, Hive City. And this shouldn't have been a megacorp. But it was doing all this, and the government basically went, look, we'll do things for you. And they expanded over it and became like a real big upstart, which pissed off Lemuria Products. So they're trying to, oust excavation technologies outside of like literally their own land, because effectively the city is sitting on the footprint of excavation technologies. So that's some set dressing. Let's go over to our next part, because I want to create a couple gangs for the area. Still doesn't solve why the district I'm working with is the highly fashionable one. Oh! Since it's literally a growing city, the current district is a... Okay, here's how it goes. The current district is actually something that Lemuria Products has tried to set up. Like, some combination of being its own self-sufficient district, because it doesn't have to, because it's trying not to play with excavation technologies. So it has, its low-income housing, its high-income housing, and it's all stacked in this one district, along with commercial and entertainment. It's mostly entertainment, to be honest, but it's put there, and it's attract gangsters because they're like, wow, fresh meat. But this little section over here is basically dense packed, multi-layer, trying to be in agriculture. Is that what it was? But anyways, where it's everything in there. Well, the rest of the city is, developed like a city from the problem of, moving a city. This one was designed to be an all-inclusive footprint of everything. And that makes it the hot new stuff. And trying to be, its own city upon itself compared to the rest of our little horrific dystopia. Okay. So moving on to the gainers. Because we have to have a couple of them. I think we have to have 3. Because the 2 megacorps can fight. The gainers are actually who we probably will interact with and other such things. So, let's go with black for this. Main income. Hacking. And general gain style. Idealistic. Particular gain strengths besides hacking. They have excellent gear and weapons. So they're over-outfitted for what they are. Recent gang events. 7. Stole something very valuable. I feel this will come into play later. Now, the one thing I always say about these sort of tables, you can take them directly, but since you only have 20 at a time, yeah, might want to just take the idea of it and run with it. Like, stole something value could mean that they've networked with somebody, or they poached somebody from a different gang, or even from Corp. Like, I'm not too deep into what Cyberpunk 2077 was, but given that, like, one of the background choices I know was a corpo, the run literally could have poached him to do the whole thing. Anyways, thoughts on that. Current gang goals. Wipe out competition on their turf. So we're going to say the region we're in is their home turf, and everybody else is moving in. But yeah, you got to be a little liberal on what it says and what you do with it. Otherwise, it becomes very paint by numbers, which isn't bad. Anyway, let's give them a name. Religious figure. Horde. Apollo's Horde. Or no. Prometheus Horde. Promethean. Let's go Promethean. You know, the light bringers. Which, you know, Christianity turned into Lucifer, but let's not wibble things. So, let's just think. I'm going to say that they, I'm going to lean into the Lightbringer thing. So they, like, wear yellow armor. Very gaudy sort of people. You know, I'm going to start with a stick figure first. Not going to try for anything particular, but yeah, let's just, you got to get your gang colors right. Because if you don't, you get shot. That's how it works. So very gaudy wear. Generally even wearing, like, in public. We got to give them the pink mohawk. A little bit of cyber deck plainly visible. Okay, there we go. Promethean Horde. Nice to meet you. Okay, number 2, 7. Drug production. And their style is themed, devoted to a particular visual aesthetic at all costs. They're going to be fun. And their strengths are they have ties outside the city. Recent gang events. They got a lot of loot they can't really use. So something not drug related, clearly. Current gang goals. Crush a bothersome local resistor. Ooh. So that could literally be they're moving in on their turf and they just are going at it. Okay, let's try to figure out what these are. Street name. Company. Let's go with 11th Street Company. So, what I'm thinking is that they are really going with the company. Like, they are literally just gangers on the street pushing their drugs around. But they LARP that they are an actual corpo. They go on full suit and tie. Like, this isn't even modern style. They like... They don't quite have a good memory of what, the old Italian gangsters are. But in this mind, that's what they are. Whoop, whoop. Like, down to they denote themselves by what color flower they have in their lapel. There's some weird romanticized version of an old gang crossed with, like, being a corporation. Where, yeah, good old mob. But LARPing as a mob. Okay, let's go with that. And let's go with the last one, just to round this out. 13, human trafficking. Ooh. Oops. So we're getting our real bad people. Well, we'll see if they're like coyotes bringing people to the meat pits or what. 9, idealistic. What is their strength? They're very... What's their recent activity? 13. They moved their headquarters. I'll just put down HQ. They'll give me some room. Current gang goals, 14. Make inroads in a profitable crime. Oh, nope. Mistakes were made. All right, then. So we move this down over here, and let's get their name and figure out what they do. 9. Geographic location. 7. Company. Okay. So, looking at this, I think they might be an offshoot of excavation technologies. Like, they're the seedy. Like, they really believe in the city in a twisted sort of way. And they try to get people into the city and get them into indentured servitude to serve the city. Because if they don't, they feel the city is going to die. Because they've seen, like, the literal city get nuked, and they are all on board with excavation technologies. So they literally want they want to get as many people into the city as possible, under false pretense, under whatever, to just live here. They get the people in, and they don't care what happens to them after the fact. So they're almost like average Joes. And want to appear to be the good guy, because they think they're the good guy. This is the best city. They literally rebuilt a city after a nuke. But, they're literally bringing people in. Or they're literally like moving the people to be just exploited. Okay, I think that works. Now for what this is all about. So I think this is the next one on here. Scheme milestones, NPC. Okay, yep, here we go. NPC operational teams, which, yeah, it is not a one roll table. The NPC table, which I might be using in a minute, is the one-page rolls. Oh no, maybe he doesn't have them in this book. No, here they are. They were for the missions themselves, where you could do a roll where it has a D6. Like for theft, why can't they get to this themselves? That's a D6. What kind of patron put them up to this job? That's a D8. What's the biggest obstacle? That's a D10. Who else knows about the value? D4. Why is it valuable to the patron? D12. And a D20 is a twist to the situation. But my main thing I wanted to do with this was to set the stage, make two NPC operation teams and put some NPCs on them. And then generate some quests that they could do, and let's see what the results go for. So, Team 1. I need the Holy D12. The team prefers to brute force at very close range. So these are basically... If this was D&D, this would be other adventuring parties taking the quests you didn't take. Because that was one thing. Like the quests that... Or the schemes that come out, which is effectively this game's term for like runs in Shadowrun. Somebody's going to take them. And that somebody was supposed to be another team that, you know, either succeeds or fails. Okay. Oh yeah, it's going to come up because I'm going to have to like roll up the various schemes. But first, what did I say? This is brute physical violence at close range is their MO. Okay. Oh, this actually does make the team, the NPCs on there. And again, so it has a D20 table with 4 characters, a combative, a hacker with, a tech with, a face with. So we have a combative with incredible durability. So we got ourselves a tank. A hacker with a talent for subterfuge. I'll give them names in a minute. A tech with a collection of vehicles. A face with numerous enemies. Okay, that's Team A. Oh, they have some other things, because each one of them have a secondary, like, who hates their teammates, quit the team, trying to shake off a drug habit. I won't go that deep for brevity, so let's go to Team 2. Oh, wait, that's, I need a D12 for that. 12. Ambush, traps, and surprise attacks is their MO. I spelled that wrong. No, I didn't. Rare. Okay. I should just get out the rest of my D12s and just... or D20s and roll them all at once. And we have a combative with unnatural luck. So better lucky than skilled. A hacker with a cult following. So I almost want to say he is a former Prometheus guy. Attack with heavily modded gear. And a face with a debt to pay. Okay. So, now we'll move on to schemes and what happens because of them. I'll roll up 3 as they are told to roll up. So I will create a mission. Yeah, okay. How deep do I want to get into this? I'm taking a look. So they have the tags, which is a bunch of like 5 things that could come up with tags. And then we have the mission types. Let's roll the mission tags. Mission tags are fun. I just need to come up with 3 of them and kind of BS it. So 91. Unrefusable offer. Well, one of them is going to refuse it. Unrefusable offer. And 53. Hot blackmail. So this one kind of plays into it, and this is in the trendy area, so I'm going to say celeb involved. Okay. Somebody wants to give blackmail to a celebrity. Or wants something involving blackmail or celebrity. So we have that. What kind of mission is it, though? So I roll on the mission type table, which will get me to the fun stuff. So first, up there's the D10. It is a defense. Defense mission. We'll meld these together, but here is my... You said I wanted to hold on to the one roll thing, so I'm at the one roll thing for the defense. I'm getting all my dice up. If you wanted to say something about that, I am listening. All the dice are ready, and I really need to clean out this felt thing. It's gathering dust. I'll give it another minute. Going once, going twice. Rolling a handful of dice. First, we start with a D6. Why can't they do this themselves? And that answer is 2. The usual defenders are not available. Okay, the next one is, what kind of patron put us up to this job? Which is what I'm wondering. Where's the D8? There's the D8. 1. The fixer trying to clean up a messy job. Ah. Maybe the celeb is hiring. It looks like the celeb that is getting the blackmail is doing this. Is hiring them. What made them fearful? Where's the 10? They always get attacked this way. Yeah, this is looking like the celeb who's moved into this area is actually doing this. How afraid is the target? 3. Expecting very bad time ahead. And what needs to be defended? I think we kind of know. Somebody with a deep personal relationship. Oh. And what's the twist that nobody knows? The target is overconfident about their defenses. We'll get into this, but it looks like the celeb is actually doing it. And maybe who they're defending is not the celeb, but somebody related to them. Like basically, look, if this gets out, somebody's going to kill the other person. So, yeah. And the person who generally fixes this stuff up can't quite clean it up, and they don't have the usual crew, because the usual crew is already messing with something else. So, very intriguing. But I wanted to get like 3 of these up. So, let's move on to the next one. And I will roll a d10 and another d10 and pretend I rolled a d100. So I don't feel like pulling out my d100. It takes a while to stop rolling. So 55 for the takes, the flavor. Usually you're supposed to go like 5 deep into like what's all involved, but we don't have time for that. Human property. What do you say about human property? Commonized human beings are involved in the mission as workers, slave labor, organ donors, pit fighters, or some sort of other traffic in the city. Ah, so we have the Ravine Company involved in this. Okay. Human property. Okay, so we have that up, and what's the second tag on here? Second tag is 16. Biological weapon. Well, that's a mix. So let's go to what kind of mission this is. Roll me a d10. That. The dice is loose. Espionage. Okay, so this is going to be an espionage mission. Let's see what the one roll chart says about this. So all the dice. So why can't they get it? Why can't they get it themselves? The D6 says their best spy is not available. Okay. What kind of patron put us up to this job? The D8 says. Conspiracy theorist with an obsession. What profit will give it... Well, what profit will it give a thief? It grants access to an invite-only business. Interesting. How obscure is the secret? Few rivals know the data exists. Why is it guarded information? It reveals future secret plans about an org. Twist to the situation. The data was stolen and hid by someone. Okay. Well, this is a real interesting one. So we got somebody on the outside that wants to get this data so that they can get in to a business event. And biological weapon and human property kind of fits it in with the Ravine Company, and kind of might fit it in with Excavation Corporation. So I'm going to make a little write-up over here because this one's interesting. This one's more of a deep political thing. Client. Yeah. Conspiracy theory wants in. I'm just going to put this note here because that's what it feels like. Let's extend this a little bit. Sprite. Canvas size. Let's give me plus 128. Sure. We'll come back to that one if that one comes up. But let's generate the third one. D10s, come to me. So the first tag on this is 100 Wrathful Avenger. Whoop, I should actually take a color that appears in the background. Avengers Assemble. And the second tag for this is 55. Also human property. So probably somebody opposed to the 11th Street Corporation. Or no, sorry. I'm going to mix them up. Opposed to the Ravine Company. We got two companies in here. So, what kind of mission is? Please tell me, OD12. Oh, D10. It's a D10. It is smuggling. Interesting. Let's roll all the dice for this. Well, it said it was with human property. Smuggling. 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 Why must it be smuggled? Somebody dangerous is looking for it. What kind of patron put us up to the job? Which is what I am wondering. Community leader in need of something. The value of the goods. I kind of have an idea what I want this to be. Low mass, high value industrial product. I'm going to put that in brackets because I have thoughts. I might not use that. How bulky is it? Fits comfortably in a backpack. Complication to transit. 5. The recipient is being watched. Twist to the situation. There's another richer buyer for the goods. Okay, so on this one, because Wrathful Avenger is on there, I'm thinking that like an entire family was abducted and put into this. And community leader knows about this. Possibly a relative that the Ravine Company didn't know about. And is trying to at least get the kid back out of this. And the kid and the rest of the family back out of this. Because they know what's going on. And they have details because they know these people. They know that they would take all the details of what's going down with this. And the Prometheus gang wants in on this. The Promethean Horde would like to know. Because that would give them dirt on the other gang and what they can do with it. Because they would know, like supply lines, like they would now know the faces of the people. They would know what particular locations they're brought to and processed at. How to so that's our 3 missions. Now let me go back to NPC mission rules. So we got to figure out who fits with who. We should also give them a name. I have some other resources. The Random Book of Tables. Cyberpunk 1 and 2. Do we have any... Oh no, this got a little bit of water damage. Well, it'll be fine. Looks like coffee, actually. Eh. I just want to give them names for the runners. The runner team names. You know, I could probably just use the gang name generator. I will do that. Okay. So that's just 2d12s, or 20s. 3 violent action. That fits. We will call them the break sets. And then the other one can be 1 street name. Nope. 3 violent action. The other one's violent action. I keep rolling 3s and 1s. There we go. 16 favorite cyber. 13 outfit. What would be good? Watching eyes. I think I'm just going to go with that because that fits in with ambushes, traps, and surprises. They have watching eyes. So, which of these gets to pick first? Evens. So I will say watching eyes gets to pick first. They want to go with traps, surprises, and ambushes. So looking on this, which of this fits in there? Espionage probably fits in that. So I will say they will do the espionage mission. And we'll go through whatever that details. And the other one feels like a defense mission, so they get to shoot people. So break set will take this. Let's go through the fallout. I will read this just so I can actually internalize it a little bit more. When an NPC operator team gets sent into a mission, the GM should check the situation table we roll and roll 2d6s and compare the results. Success will tend to look similar, while every failed mission is unique in its own way. The other tables on this page provide some suggestion as to how a mission may have been botched or what unfortunate consequence came from this partially successful efforts or resulted from complete failure. Once you have the basic outline of events, you can make up short rumors or public news bits reflecting the result of the team's efforts. Such a glimpse of the activities do much towards making your world feel lived one. So as I said before, his other books, Worlds Without Number and Stars Without Number, have factions moving in the background. And while I thought like Megacorps could have some things, they only focused on what stuff you didn't pick that had stuff happen, which is interesting. Anyways, let's move on to another one. I will do it black with white text because that's interesting. So, we have the Watchful Eyes try to do espionage. Are they good at it? Let's see what the mods. The team is full of novice operators. Don't know on that. We'll say no. We'll keep it good. We don't have anything going on. The team is composed of living legends. Nope. The milestone is a fairly easy job. Milestone is it's an unusual, difficult job. Do we want to say this is difficult? Let me roll a little bit on the mission table to see what the milestone was, because that was a thing. Playing the mission. Nope, I'm still making a reaction counter. Creating intrusion mission. Mission types. There was a section on milestones, and I just want to take a look at that. Preparing the hook, identifying mission tags, mission types, espionage, smuggling. Maybe a bit lost. First steps, developing map. Mission rewards, XP, heat. Unless this was a... Yeah, this seems to be like an earlier section. I might be a bit lost. Ah, there it is. Milestones. Every scheme needs 2 milestones. NPC related, business related. Okay, I think we already have what the scheme goal is for this one. Or for this one, it's the espionage. But what are the milestones? They have 3 sections to choose from what the milestone could be. I think I'll relate on the NPC related, because they have to get it from someone, because they have to figure out where it went to. Grant someone their illegal but dear desire. And let's roll in a business one as well. Sabotage a rival internal product program. So it turns out, when the watchful eyes get into this, and they found that the data was stolen by someone, they're able to find this someone who can give information, but they need them to go and sabotage something. So they have to do a bit of infiltration. Are they good at infiltrating? Well, they got a hacker of cult following. The face isn't helping too much on there. They got combative, but does that really help them? I won't say the Patreon isn't offering good support on here. And it isn't unusually or fairly easy. So I think we're just doing straight roll on this. There's nothing. So that's 3, 7. The mission was successful, but had one unfortunate result. Okay. 12. Substantial property damage was produced. Okay, so here's how this went down. In our news feed for the day. Local office had a firefight erupt inside. As robbery gone wrong. That could fit. Yeah, back. So I'm going to say they do get some heat, but let me check on the heat stuff. Bop, bop, bop. Killing city law enforcement. Killing 4 or more city law enforcement. I wouldn't say that they killed law enforcement. It was more local guards. They didn't blow up anything. Killing a low-ranking non-security corp. Killing 4 or more law enforcement officer. I'm going to give them 2 heat just to be spicy. 2 heat. This may come into play later. It may not. Heat is basically how much the government, or how much the local government and corporations want to make you disappear. Okay, so that went all right. So I'll say that they gained some reputation from that. Well, I say no, they didn't because they made a mess. However, he and on the actual stuff, conspiracy theorist infiltrates corp about biological weapons. Okay, we'll put that on as events in here. So on to the next one, which is defense mission, which we said that a celeb was involved, but we don't exactly know yet. So let me roll the milestones because that helps figure out some things. So it's definitely going to be NPC related. Warm a person into someone's confidence. Another NPC on there. And then 5. Force someone to work for them. What's their face look like? Their face isn't helping. Well, he has a talent for subterfuge. So I think the hacker's actually pulling stuff on the duty. And the basic, like, actually defend a person, seems like they're going a little bit on the offense of figuring out who's going to attack them because stuff's going down, which we don't really know the details on, but we'll see. Anyway, so NPC. They're well suited to this, or I want to say they are well suited, so they get a +2 to this roll. The patron is what do they say? The reasons why they can't do this. Their usual crew, so they are money starved on this one. So yeah, they're doing all the stuff that would normally be done. So they're getting a -1 on that. So +1 to the roll. Let's see what happens. 4, 6, so 11. A solid success with no mishaps. Local celeb's brother has left on vacation. So, blackmailed celeb was able to keep brother from being killed. Okay, that was... Nothing truly exciting has happened yet. And I will say break set gets a +1 for +1 reputation. Because no heat's on them. So I think they get to pick first because they have the least heat. Bop. Actually, what was the one we left off on there? Ah. And the one we didn't pick. Promethean Horde. Gets intercepts rescue mission. Extracts info about Ravine Company. Is it too big? Can I put this in here? P-Horde. Promethean Horde gets info about being company. Let's put it down to that. We know what that means. Let's roll up another set. I think I might be able to do like 1 or 2 more. I don't think there's anything truly going down at this moment, besides Promethean Horde, is making good on their goals right now. Anyways, back to missions. I'll roll a D100 in preparation. 25. Controlled opposition. Whoops, let's go all the way up here. Controlled opposition. 66. Malevolent politician. Those seem to fit together. And what type of mission is it? Let us roll a d10 to find out. 1. What does that come up as? A defense mission. Let's roll all the dice. Except the 10's 10. Your ASMR for the evening. 6. Client can't risk being involved. Okay. What kind of patron put us up to this? Business owner foreseen trouble. Not getting anything out of there yet, so what made them fearful? A prior narrowly failed attack. How afraid is the target? Excessively confident about the risk. What needs to be defended? Where's my D12? There you are. Leader being targeted. Leader being targeted by enemies. Whoops. And the twist. 9. Expected defenders aren't there. So this is not something that they would know about. So someone high up in the business, but not in the corporate world. Maybe they might actually be corpo. The government, someone in a political position. This actually does seem like it's somebody from, somebody from Lemuria Products. And the government is screwing with them because they want to get good with excavation technologies. So, Lemuria related. So it's like something with someone they've appointed overseeing part of the district, like the commercial district or something, and somebody from higher up in the town is just really just trying to get them greased. And they're overconfident because they're literally a corpo, and like they have the security. They're not the highest level, but they have enough that they would get wind of stuff like this happening. But the twist down here is that the official has managed to bribe the normal defenses out of there. So it's going to be completely up to the operators to do this one. But that's for that one. Will it even come up? So let's roll on to the next one. D10s, please. D10s it is. It's a 48. Government involvement. Well, that was the last one. And 16. Biological weapon? This feels like a throwback to the other one. Okay, what kind of mission is this? D10, do your stuff. 4. It's a rescue mission. So this might be a throwback. So, might literally be rescuing the client from the last one. But, let's go through and see what this says. He got into the party. He shouldn't have got into the party. Everybody knows he shouldn't have got into the party. How were they snatched? Target kidnapped from their home. What kind of patron put us up for this job? D8, tell me your secrets. A gang or community group wants to help. Who snatched them? Okay, who snatched them? Local gang needing fresh meat. Maybe not. Well, maybe we can work with this. It might just get dropped, but we'll see. What use are they to their captors? This might clinch the deal. They were taken along with someone else. And the twist of the situation is 12. They'll be killed once they are no longer needed. So, I think this is a follow-up to the last mission, because that's just funny. What I think happened is that the conspiracy theorists got in there and managed to talk to some people. And they're like, oh God, this is a thing. And like they went home and like continued on talking about it. But the gang was told that they need to get, the government had had basically said, hey, this is a person that you want to be under your control, and pushed for this. So they grabbed him and they grabbed the other guy too, because they don't know the difference. They were just told like, here and here. So I think this is involved with Ravine Company. Because this is their sort of thing. They grab people that they need to move them around to the places in the city that support it. And they're not even aware that there's a biological weapon involved in all this in some way or some form. So that one's going to be an interesting one. Anyways, one last mission. Okay. D10s. 85. Unexpected heat. So somebody poked the wrong bear. And 56. Human property. I want to take a look at the unexpected heat things. This mission is going to infuriate someone a lot more than might seem reasonable. Some part of the government touches a very tender spot for a corp. City government or gang organization. And they respond with seemingly outsized force. The sensitive spot might not even be the mission objective, but something somewhere relating to obtaining it. Okay, what kind of mission are you? D10? This is an espionage mission. Well, that solves that question. Okay, let's roll them bones. The D6 tells us. Why can't they get it themselves? Their best spy is not available. I want to go with that. Because seemingly everyone having spies is kind of funny, but no. Who put him up to this job? Conspiracy theorist with an obsession. A person... I'm going to just put a civilian involved too much. Number 10, or 10, what profit will it give the thief? It can hamstring a particular scheme. Well, this is making sense. So far, we got a random civvy who somehow got deep in on this and knows about this scheme and wants to get this coming out so they could just drop it in the public and watch it fall apart because they're forced into this and they don't want to be a part and they don't want to see it come through, finish up. So anyway, how obscure is the secret? Few rivals know it exists. Why is it guarded information? D12 says 2. It's got critical secret product data in it. Oh, okay. Let's take another look at this. Kind of like the Edge Runners prequel thing where you find out that the runner dying mother was on the drugs and just like drops it to everyone. Because it was known that it basically just, it doesn't work and it makes everything worse. So they had a family member that was affected by this and they got a little too trying to figure out what went wrong because the corporation won't help them. Like the medical facilities won't help them. And so on. What's the twist on this? 7. There's unexpected info in the data. So, this is where the unexpected heat comes from and why it's human property. It's like, it's a drug. So, it is sitting firmly on Lemuria product, or, oh, nope, I thought I had a drug-related one. That was, 11th Street Company is the actual producers of this drug. So the 11th Street property, is the only main producer. Like, probably, I'll say that it might involve that they have to harvest, like, organs and stuff. Like, they need a constant supply. So there's this going on. And it's just a lucky coincidence that was involved in the data they stole to show that the drug doesn't exactly work as prescribed. There's side effects to there that were hidden and obscured. And this is just going to cause an entire mess when it comes out. That human organs is used in this, and they aren't going through the process of like cloning them or whatever, or vatting them so that they can repurpose the proteins or whatever. So, okay, there's our 3, because our watchful eyes is kind of a little under the heat. We'll go with break set. What is break set? Defense or rescue? So, looking at this, espionage, they don't want to touch that. Defense, well, they're waiting around. But rescue seems up their alley. So we're going to say break set takes that. They get to go in there, they get to shoot things. And then they get to leave. And for the other one, I say they're leaning to espionage because they have, a hacker with a cult following. And they might be able to get the combative, to get into places and extract some things. So, watchful eyes. And, espionage is about trapping people anyways. So let's go with break set first. Boop, boop, boop. Okay, first off, let's figure out did break set take the last one? Yeah, break set took the last one too. so that's going to be even more funny when they find out, wait, it's you. Anyways, so this is, I'm going to say part of this is an NPC related milestone. Get someone promoted. Well, I guess that goes into business. 6, force the government to back off from the plot. Okay. So in order to get in there, because they don't know it's as time limited as they think, but in order to even get in there, they have to get some member of the gang of the Raven Company promoted a little bit, and to get and in order to have that happen, they have to have the government back off on there. So they have to find someone intermediate to screw with. So I would say they're not actually as set up for this. So 1 second. The patron. A community group. Somebody who probably actually believes in the conspiracy theory guy. They can't really help. So I say that's a -1. And they are ill-suited, so that is a -1 to. A -2. So they have a -3 on this. They came in going like, okay, we know who we need to get to. Found out they can't actually figure out where this person is until they get some information out of this one guy. And the only way to do that is to get the government to, or is to get a government official to screw off on some area that he's working on so he can, get higher status in the game. 3. 6. Mission was successful but had an unfortunate consequence. The target hardened their security greatly after. Okay. I'm not even sure this makes the local news. Acid rain. Okay, that's what hits the news. And Ravine Company, after a team extracted 2 people they required, their Ravine Company hardened security after rescue. Okay. That went down. So we are over to the Watchful Eyes and their espionage. So let's roll up another one on the scheme milestones. I'll note that I'll just go through it. I'll give it a read just for a second. Once you know what the final and intermediate goals of the scheme are, you could fill in milestones along the way. The tables here offer suggestions relating to your PC's general project resources and business activities that might need to be accomplished. Working backwards from the end goal, roll or pick a milestone to fit each slot. Once all are placed, come up with some plot that hits each of these milestones you picked along the way. For example, you might have a petty scheme hatched by a local fixer who wants you to build a brute force, or build physical force. You might roll force the government to back off on a plot after a single milestone for the plot. You stop and think of the ways in which the government might be stopping the fixer from recruiting a large amount of muscle, and decide the fixer had close ties to an exceptionally brutal gang of cyber freaks until district law enforcement starts coming down heavy on them for their atrocities. The fixer needs to get the local cops to back off the gang while holding further enforcement as a threat over their heads. Thus, the mission related to milestone will probably involve doing favors for local cops or threatening officials until the police back away. Only then does the fixer have to tame a perhaps uncooperative gang leadership to get his pack of pet razors. So anyways, so this is espionage, and I think it's once again an NPC related milestone. So 11, kidnap or imprison someone. So they're going to have to get somebody from in there. I want to say resource related as well. Persuade a genius to fix a broken resource. Okay. So they have to kidnap someone who knows what who has the credentials to get into here. But once they get into here, they find that the files are actually encrypted, a very peculiar type. And on top of that, they're damaged. So they have to get it over to someone else. So let's see what that comes through on things. So does the patron... The patron is ill-fitted, so that's a -1. Is kidnapping someone too hard for them? No, I say they're able to kidnap someone. I say that they're actually particularly able to work with this because they got hacker with cult following, so they have some credentials with other hackers, and they have heavily modified gear, so they can just go through a wall and grab someone. And the combative is just really lucky. So they actually have a +2 because they're well suited to this task. And otherwise, I would say... Is this a fairly easy job? No. Alright, let's roll them bones. 3. So 7. Plus 3 on there. So that's a 10. A solid success with no mishaps. Radiation in eastern sector on rise after rainfall. Break set as break set, or no, not break set. The truth about I'm not pulling out my sci-fi book for a drug name. The truth about pro mega stree has come. Oh, actually, this would be news. This would be news. Breaking news. Drug found to be made. Okay. And I think I have done enough on this for right now. Getting a little lightheaded from bouncing around from book to book. So I think I'm going to call it a day for this. Though this went well. It's really interesting to see how things build on each other, even if it's silly. But that is the main point of, rolling tables to roll tables to roll tables. Though, oh wait, I think we should also go off the last one. So what went on here? Ah, yes. Whoops. New district manager found dead in house. Robbery gone wrong? Whoop. Hit on everyday operation. Problems or Lemuria. And like this one right here would make a lot more things later, but kind of how I would see running City Without Numbers is to, make the district in order to make things a little more interesting and put some rumors out there. Run a few of these missions in the background and just leave evidence of them to give it a lived-in feel. Because the whole idea is that there's other operators going around doing crap. And you're not the top one, you're not the bottom one. All that fun stuff. As I said before, in cities, cities and stars, or not cities, worlds and stars. They had like literal faction solo mini game where you're supposed to like do a few rolls and move resources around so like literally a faction can take over star systems. Like you're doing your little bounty hunt and all of a sudden the League of Stars just, has their capital ships just hover over the planet now and saying, "Yep, you're part of the League of Stars now, and we're going to start enforcing our rules." And now your PC party can't leave the planet until they properly process through everything, and they probably won't be happy once they start doing that. So I'm a little disappointed in that there isn't like any faction system going on. Like, I think Gaines should probably have some sort of faction system. They want to become effectively. They're the smaller corpos going on. That's always been the thing. Is that like no matter at what scale you're looking at, the same crap is happening to everyone. It's just you have more money and luxury, but you're still dealing with all this. So anyways, that was an interesting little experiment. I don't know, maybe I break out the other books and figure out how factions work on that. But probably more spriting and rigging, because that's what I do. Anyways, thank you for joining me. And I hope you have a good day. Or time of day, whatever it may be there. Till then, see ya. Or tell later. Blah, 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 blah. I will see you later. Till then, bye.